Okay, Maya. So this is the AWS Management Console. So lots of different types of services are provided by AWS, but some of these services are listed here for training purpose as an educator account. Some of these services can be used for demo purpose. So I can't launch a virtual machine for few hours, but only for 2-3 minutes, a virtual machine can be launched, and we can check that what are the configurations which we have to specify during this virtual machine deployment. So some services are there. I have given you the permission. So up to $50 credit, you can access it from your account. I think all of you have registered here. Am I right? Whether all of you have registered here?
Sir, I had registered previously, but there was some error.
Okay, we have to resolve the error later, but at this moment, we have limited time, and in between, I was not able to take lots
Yes,
of.
sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
Okay, so just for beginning, let us try to understand that we know that Amazon is public cloud service provider. Okay, so as the services are being used by other users, so if in our college we set up a cloud environment and which is being used within our college premises for our own application, like for different cultural activities, for different clubs, for different departments, if we launch those applications or web applications, then those things are going to use the same cloud environment which is created or developed within TINT. So in that case, it's a private cloud environment because we are not giving this users in rent, not asking for money by providing some service to other users. Okay, the services are being used by us for our own purpose. So that will be a private cloud environment. But Amazon is providing this service for other users, which is being accessed by other users for their purpose. So that's why it's a public cloud service. So just to begin with, we have already discussed that there are different types of services. So virtual machine is one type of service. So if you want to launch any virtual machine in Amazon cloud infrastructure, you can upload your own image. Otherwise, you can use existing images which are already built and uploaded in AWS by AWS itself. So I'm going to click here. So launch, I want to launch a virtual machine. So as the name suggests, do you know why it's EC2? Do you know why it's EC2? You can unmute. Very few number of students are present. So all of you don't need to mute. So EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. We have discussed earlier that why it's elastic and why it's compute. So in cloud environment, if we need a server, like a full-fledged server, but this is a virtual server. Instead of any physical machine, we have a virtual server. So all the functionalities you get on your local machine, like on your laptop or desktop or a server, which is kept in our institute like TINT. So this type of server will be ready for you. Okay, so let us try with this. So after clicking this, the first step is you have to choose Amazon machine image. So machine image means the operating system which you are going to deploy. So there are some operating systems which are listed. So for education purpose, there are 41 virtual machines, or sorry, 41 machine images. So we can choose any one of this. Otherwise, we have to create our own image and we have to upload it. Okay. So Here, let us try with one. So I will prefer to use CentOS or Red Hat Enterprise Linux for uploading this instead of Windows. So is there any CentOS or RHEL? No, I can't get it till now. Ubuntu is there. Okay, so first we may choose this one, the first option, which is free. So Amazon Linux 2 AMI SSD volume type this. Okay, so this is a 64-bit and it is built on x86 architecture. Okay, so some details will be provided in description section. Okay, so this details is given there, so you can choose based on your requirement. So I'm choosing this one as it's a free. Okay, now I'm choosing this Intel architecture or x86 architecture instead of ARM. So just I have selected this one. Now I have to choose an instance type. So in the first step, we have to choose, as we have discussed earlier, first we have to choose the operating system type. Okay, so when you are downloading an ISO file like CentOS 7 or CentOS 8, so this image is being selected. So we have just selected that operating system image. So if you need Ubuntu environment or Windows environment or some other Linux environment, if you get this in cloud environment in AWS, you can select the existing one. Otherwise, you have to upload it. For uploading purpose, we have to use different panel. So I will check that whether that provision is available in educator account or not. Okay, but generally I have used it from command prompt to upload it. Okay, so here some instance types are given. Have you checked this one? So this is T2 micro instance. So in AWS, different types of instances are available. So according to your requirement, you might choose one of this server configuration. So here by default for free tier, it's T2 micro instance. So what is T2? So elastic compute units are there. So one virtual CPU, 2.0 gigahertz, 2.5 gigahertz, and its main memory is 1 GB and it supports EBS only. So that means elastic block store. So it supports only this type of storage. Okay. And here for other configuration, you may check this one because this one is very important. It's network performance. So if you have some communication over the network, then it's low to moderate. Network performance for this type of instances, low to moderate. So for this one virtual CPU will be allocated, 1 GB memory will be allocated. But some other types of VMs are there. So you may choose according to your requirement. Just for example, not this one. Like this one, if I need 96 CPU core and 192 GB RAM, I will choose this one. There are some other configurations which is larger than this. So like this one. Here, 64 core CPU and 976 GB of RAM. And its network speed is 25 gigabit per second. Okay. So according to your requirement, you can choose any one of this VM. Okay, so if you choose a virtual machine type, so here it will be known as instance type. So I'm choosing this one for free tier, 1 CPU and 1 GB memory. Now I'm going to select the next configuration. So here, how many number of instances do you want to launch? So for my case, I can just consider that I will instantiate only one instance. Only one virtual machine will be created based on my selected configuration. Otherwise, you may say that I need n number of virtual machines. Okay, so number of instances you may select from here. Otherwise, you may start with one and launch into auto scaling group. You can create an auto scaling group and launch this VM into it. So when load will be high, then automatically number of instances will be increased. Otherwise, when the load will be low, then number of instantiated virtual machines will be reduced. So automatically it will be scaled up or scaled down. Okay. Now there are some configurations for subnet assigning public IP. You are familiar with these things. So IAM role is a user role. I will talk about it later. So these are the some configuration details. So you can choose this configuration, and finally here I have to select some storage. Okay. So this storage by default it's 8 GB because at least 8 GB memory is required. It's a secondary storage. Okay. So at least 8 GB memory is required. If we select less than this, then the VM will not be launched. And where it will be mounted, so root directory will be mounted here. Okay. Now, based on this configuration, I'm not going to add any tag. Just I don't need to configure security here. I can select everything, all whole range, and from anywhere it can be accessed. Okay, so I'm going to launch this instance which can be accessed from anywhere and all the ports are open. But in security configuration, we should not allow it. Okay, so in real time, now for testing purpose it's fine, but in real time you should not allow it. All protocols from all the port range you should not allow. So if your virtual machine runs only HTTP service or HTTPS service, only the required service ports should be opened and rest of the ports should be closed. Okay, so you should not write something like 0 to up to 2 to the power 16 minus 1. All the ports should not be opened. Only the required ports should be opened. Okay, now I'm going to review and launch the virtual machine. So this is the configuration I have selected here. So you can recheck if you need some, if you think that some modifications are required. So you may do that here. And finally, we can launch. Okay. So at this moment, I don't have any key pair. So I will create a new key pair. Key pair is required for security reason. Okay. I am accessing Windows environment in my laptop. So probably I will not be able to log into this virtual machine at this moment because some steps are required. Even if I generate this key pair, some steps are required for creating some key from here, and finally using that key I have to log into the virtual machine. But let us try. I can access it from web also. So I'm creating some key. So TINT, this is for security reason. TINT, say the key pair is CSE key. It's fine. CSE key. I will download the key pair. Okay, let me keep it. I have to store it finally, otherwise later on I will not be able to. Where is the class routine attendance? Okay, let me create a new directory, AWS. This key, you should not remove this key. Keep it because this key is required for authentication. Otherwise, you will not be able to access the virtual machine from remote location. Okay, So you should keep this key file, you should download it. Later on, you will not be able to download it. And finally, I'm using the same key to launch the instance. Now the instance is being launched. Okay, so your instances are launching. So we may view log, or otherwise we may go to this console. So here the details of this instance will be shown. Okay, still now it's pending. So within few seconds it will be ready. Now it's running. Okay, so this is the way how virtual machines are being launched in cloud environment. So as we have discussed earlier, that these virtual machines are basically infrastructure as a service. In case of platform as a service, we can access Google Cloud. Even in Amazon, we have some platform services. We will come to that. But today, do you understand that how it is being accessed? How you can launch a virtual machine? Is it clear? So this is the name by which you can access this VM. Okay, and this is the public IP address which is assigned to the virtual machine. So from a remote machine, if you want to access it, either you have to use this public DNS name or public IP address. Okay, so this is the detail of this virtual machine. Hello, are you there? Everyone is silent. Okay, let me show you that how I can connect to this virtual machine. So from this portal, I'm going to connect with this. So EC2 instance connect using EC2 user. This is the default user. I'm going to connect to this virtual machine. Connecting to your not able to connect to your instance. Common reason for this. It will not allow at this moment. I should be able to connect it with here only at this moment. No. Why it's not being connected? Let me recheck. No. Is it for educator account only, or EC2 user is default user? So it should be connected. No, until I connect it, I can't install anything. It's not accessible because HTTP port is not running. Port T is blocked. No, I have to check why it's not working at this moment. There is no other way. Generally, this is the way how we can instantiate it, instantiate this. I'm going to shut down this one and I will launch another instance. I'm selecting this one in free tier, number of instance, IAM role. This one is Elastic Map Reduce. Create new IAM role. Now I will use a default role, nothing else. So I'm going back here. So IAM role, EMR default role is being selected. Next, improve your instance security. You can launch EC2 wizard to open the. Let me select this group. So I want to edit this port. Edit security group. I will allow all the protocols, all traffic from anywhere and review and launch. I'm going to launch this VM again. I will use the same key pair which I have earlier created earlier. Now let us check. Okay, now it's running. I don't know whether it will be connected or not. Okay, I will show you later this one how to connect it. If I had a Linux environment, then I should try with this SSH client. But I'm using Windows environment, so I have to download PuTTY, and using PuTTygen, I have to set this permission and do the rest of the thing, which cannot be done in 10 minutes. Okay, so I'll show you these things again in the next class. So these are the functionalities. Let us discuss the basic things. So if I go to this classroom, then so if I go to features which are available, okay. So now based on this, you may decide that what machine you are going to install. Okay, as you have seen that within few seconds the virtual machine is being ready. Okay, it is not taking a long time. Within very short time it will be ready. Once you have submitted your configuration detail, within few seconds it will be ready, but it's not within fraction of second. It will take some time to launch the virtual machine, but it's negligible time. But if we consider this with respect to user service, then we should decide for scaling up and scaling down purpose, we should decide that in advance that within this time, this new VM may be required. So we have to pre-plan some virtual machine to be instantiated. So automatic scaling can be done. Some configuration can be created so that the virtual machines are being automatically scaled. So it is being scaled up as well as scaled down. Okay, so I'm going here again. So these are the services. So at this moment, we have just launched a virtual machine. Now let us try with next one, build an web application. So here, if we build an web application, by default, it will be Elastic Beanstalk. So let us try with this one. So this is another type of service. Okay. Now I'm going to create an application like TINT demo. This is the name of the application. Uh, I don't need to add at this moment. Now I'm choosing my platform. What kind of platform do you prefer at this moment? These are the platforms which are available. So you can understand that this Elastic Beanstalk, this Beanstalk is basically a platform as a service. Okay, Amazon AWS EC2, so Elastic Compute Cloud is infrastructure as a service. We are able to get a virtual machine and we can configure it. I'm unable to log in at this moment, but I will try to log in the
Excuse
next
me, sir.
class. Hmm. Yeah,
Sir, screen has stopped in the Go to Classroom page.
screen has stopped. Okay, let me stop sharing and share it again. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, I'm going back again then. So Amazon, this one, EC2 instance or virtual machine is infrastructure as a service. As we have seen just in the previous example. So it's a infrastructure as a service, whereas this Beanstalk is basically Beanstalk is platform as a service. Okay, so similar to Google Cloud Platform GCP. So here, if I select this one, then we are going here. So we are going to create an web application. So what type of web? Let me give some name. So TINT demo. This is the name of this web application. Now have to select a platform. What kind of platform do you need? For this simple example, let me consider that it's a PHP platform. Okay. Now, which version do you want to use? So some versions are available. We may choose that this version I will use in my application for deploying my application. Now platform version. So we don't need to select any virtual machine here. So in platform as a service, we are not going to select any kind of infrastructure. So in the background, actually this application will be launched in a virtual machine, but you don't have access and control over that VM. Okay, just for example, you can't run a software without having any laptop or desktop. So you must have a physical machine. Otherwise, you can't launch this application. So similarly, even if you select a platform as a service for your according to your requirement, so in the background, a virtual machine is running at least on which it will be launched. Okay, but as a user, you don't have control. So you will not be able to access that virtual machine. So you can't install any new software. But in previous case, in case of Amazon EC2, if we have selected a virtual machine, we have created one instance, then we can install some software according to our requirement. So simultaneously, if I want to launch Tomcat for Java application, JAMP or WAMP for PHP application, so simultaneously, these services can be executed if we map it on different port. Okay, but in case of platform as a service, we are selecting the platform only. Then if we want to launch this application, then we don't have access to the virtual machine which is running as an underlying environment. Okay, so this one is being executed at this moment. Let it be ready. So TINT demo hyphen environment. This is the log which is being shown. Okay, so from this log, you can check that whether it is working properly or not. Okay. So demo application, we have selected a sample demo application. So that will be launched in this PHP environment as we have selected PHP 7.4 version. Okay. Now, if you want to deploy your own application, you can deploy it here. Oh, it's taking a long time. How many of you are able to log into AWS account by the invitation? Hello. Still it's running. Let us wait. How many of you are able to log into AWS account? How many of you are not able to log in? All of you. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So you are unable to log in as well as you are able to log in. What shall I think? No one is responding. Okay, fine. Just you are spending your time to pass this exam. Nothing else. What is the dashboard, workbench? Is it not ready? No, it's not ready yet. Okay, in this log, have you seen this one? Just I'm highlighting a part. Amazon S3 storage. Do you know what is S3? Hello? Okay. So now my platform is ready. S3, the full form of S3 is Amazon Simple Storage Service. So if you want to upload, many of you I think are familiar with this. But if you want to upload any application, any file or data, you can upload it in S3. Sometimes we prefer to upload the images and other files in S3 and we can connect it with our application. Okay, so S3 is internally connected. So this is the, after launching this environment, when this platform is becoming ready, now this is the page you can see. So we have installed this PHP environment and this is the health of this one. So it is running properly. So, and this is the log. Okay, now let me, okay, so this is the demo application which is running. So you have selected the demo environment and this application, demo application has been launched. So this is the demo application which is running. Now, if you want to deploy your own application, you can upload and deploy it. Okay, so if you have created one PHP application, as this platform is PHP platform, so if you have created any PHP application, upload this PHP application here and you can check this name. Okay, so this is the URL where this application is running. Now, in case of, do you expect that if it's a event of any coding club or some other club, so just for example, it's a TINT CSE coding club. Okay, so I will not expect this type of name. So instead of this domain name, I will prefer to use our own domain name. So if you have purchased some domain and you are a registered user, so you can map it here. Okay, so that later on, instead of using this type of randomly generated URL, it can be accessed through this type of URL like codingclub.csc.tint.edu.in. So you have to configure the subdomain, you have to configure NAT, and you have to map it there. Okay, then by that name, it will be redirected to this server. So this is the way how we can work with platform as a service. Okay. So in the background, some virtual machines are running, but from this panel or from anywhere, you are unable to access and control the virtual machine. But this platform is configured in a VM. You don't have access to control it. You have full access to the platform. You can deploy, undeploy any application in this platform, but you can't access the application, the virtual machine where it is running. But in infrastructure as a service, if you choose a virtual machine, whether your time is over. Hello? Let me take attendance. Okay. So if you choose infrastructure as a service, in infrastructure as a service, what kind of advantage will you get? So you have full control over the virtual machine. Now, if you want to increase number of instance, you can deploy it as a scalable infrastructure. So automatically in the background, virtual machines will be increased or decreased. But there are some differences. The differences are like if we choose infrastructure as a service and multiple instances are being launched. But the problem is you can deploy one application in one VM. So even if you have n number of virtual machine, then it will not be scaled accordingly. For every VM, different name will be there. So like this one, for every VM, this name will be different. I'm moving my mouse here. So if these names are different, so single application cannot be deployed. But in platform as a service, if you deploy an application, because your main objective is deploying an application in the cloud environment. So you have configured this platform, we have deployed one application. Now automatically when the number of users is increasing or decreasing, automatically it will be scaled up as well as scaled down. You don't need to think of it. So in the background, if number of virtual machine needs to be instantiated, so more virtual machines will be added. If existing virtual machines are to be shutted down due to low workload, so it will be shutted down automatically. We don't need to think of it. We don't need to bother of it from our platform. But if you want to deploy one application which will run on your infrastructure as a service, just for example, it's a single web application, then you have to create this type of policies by yourself so that every user's requests are being forwarded to one virtual machine. Now it monitors others virtual machines and it scales other virtual machines accordingly, according to the requirement. So that's why the services are different. Infrastructure as a service and platform as a service, these services are different. Just for example, if I want to develop one application, I'm going to publish one application on, say it's a marketplace. Okay, so grocery items will be sold through this marketplace. So if it's a marketplace, I will prefer platform as a service because I will not bother about the infrastructure as a service, because in infrastructure as a service, I have to do lots of things with it. But if I choose platform as a service, I have developed a platform application which is being deployed in platform. So everything will be done by the cloud service provider. We don't need to do anything from our interface. This is the advantage. But if I need something like I have computation intensive task. Okay. So I want to analyze some images. Okay. So I have few GB of images which are to be analyzed at this moment. So I will write this code in a virtual machine. Images can be stored in some other location. Now during image analysis, lots of steps are involved. So all these steps can be developed in different modules of the application, and these modules can be deployed in different virtual machines. Okay, they will work collaboratively. So for that kind of thing, I will prefer infrastructure as a service. I will not prefer platform as a service. Okay. Okay, so as your time is over, so I'm going to end this session for today. One more student has joined, so I will take attendance again. Okay, in the next class, I will show you that how to use other services, and obviously I will try to connect the EC2 instance, because when you will get EC2 instance, you will be able to access the command prompt. In Linux environment, it's known as terminal. So you will be able to access this terminal from which you can install some software as per your requirement. Okay. Any query from your end? Hello? Are you listening to me? Okay, fine. Then I'm stopping this